We wake up, scroll our feeds, and go to work. We often assume the complexity of our modern world is proof of our liberty. However, a system this advanced can also coordinate our behavior, managing our attention so effectively that we rarely look past the surface of our daily routines. Meet Ollie. He's 28, a software engineer with a successful career and a life that moves at the speed of his fiber optic connection. Between deadlines and weekend plans, his world is designed to be comfortable, fast-paced, and entirely self-contained. On April 3, 2026, that self-contained world fractures. Ollie returns home to find his young son watching a news report on the collapsed buildings in Gaza. His son turns to him and asks a question Ollie isn't prepared for. "Dad, why are those children dying?" Ollie finds himself paralyzed by the contradiction. He belongs to a civilization that can land rovers on Mars and map the human genome with perfect precision. Yet, that same civilization claims to be powerless when it comes to stopping the death of civilians. This massive gap between our technical capacity and our social failure suggests that our current global systems are prioritizing outcomes very different from the ones they publicize. His comfortable, tech-driven life suddenly feels fragile. He realizes that the stability he enjoys relies on a quiet compliance, a willingness to stay within a digital environment that filters out the human cost of the global order. Gathering urgency, Ali begins a deeper investigation into the mechanics of modern power. He follows the data across decades of conflict in the Middle East, uncovering a legacy of millions displaced and societies fractured by ongoing proxy wars. He looks at Yemen. The history of this region is one of productivity and trade, but the current reality is a landscape of ruins. The contrast between what was built over centuries and what was destroyed in a few years is staggering. The same patterns appear in Iraq and Syria. Large-scale urban destruction has become a recurrent feature of the 21st century. This is a cycle of regional destabilization that keeps resources flowing out while the local population bears the cost. Tracing these conflicts backward leads Ali to the colonial era. He finds the British Empire drawing arbitrary borders and establishing administrative systems designed for maximum resource extraction, setting the stage for the instability we see today. This hierarchy was further cemented at the end of World War II. The scale of destruction in Hiroshima signaled that the new global order would be managed through the threat of absolute force. Ali concludes that the global system has not moved past its colonial roots. It has simply evolved, using drawn borders and proxy conflicts to maintain an extraction machine that operates under the guise of modern diplomacy. This extraction is maintained through global institutions. The entities currently managing this system are now racing to control artificial intelligence. The same power structures that oversee global debt and military spending are funding the development of these algorithms. If they successfully monopolize AI, they will have the tools to automate surveillance and control on a scale that was previously impossible. We are approaching a point where the digital infrastructure of our world could be used to make the current hierarchy permanent and inescapable. Solving these challenges requires a departure from the logic that created them. As Albert Einstein noted, we cannot address our problems by using the same thinking we employed when we generated them. We need an entirely different framework for how we organize our society. That framework is a global, decentralized network built by the people. We call it the Future World Platform. It is a proposal to bypass failing central institutions and return decision-making power to local communities. This decentralized model draws inspiration from history. For centuries, the Al-Masjid and Nabawi model served as a transparent, community-driven center for justice and resource management, operating as a hub for the people rather than a tool for a distant state. We can now scale that community model using blockchain transparency. This digital ledger shows a public fund distributing securely into hundreds of local nodes in real time. This ensures that every donation and every cent of public money is visible to everyone, removing the possibility of backroom corruption. The platform also utilizes AI as a public navigator. By sorting through thousands of data points, the system helps citizens draft policies and understand the long-term impacts of their choices, allowing for an informed democracy that doesn't rely on a political elite. Additionally, the platform includes a digital universe where scientific problem-solving is gamified. By exploring a physics-based simulation, millions of people can collaborate to solve engineering and space exploration challenges, turning collective intelligence into a global laboratory for progress. The current global hierarchy survives only because we continue to fuel it with our participation. The tools for a decentralized, transparent future are ready.